In today's video, you'll discover my stock portfolio update over the month of October and November 2023. So if you're looking to find what is my personal strategy when I decide to invest in the stock market in different individual stocks, and if you want to discover what are the different transactions that I've made throughout the last month, well, let's get to it right now. The first thing that you can notice is that I currently have about $250,000 that is invested in the cash ETF. And as its name is saying it, this ETF is simply a big mix of different high saving yields account in Canada, because one of the most important news of the last month is that I have actually purchased my first real estate properties for about $550,000. And so to be able to have enough liquidity to notably pay my down payment and all the different fees that come with it, I've decided to invest some in the cash ETF. In terms of the tech companies that I have in my stock portfolio, you can see that most of them have been able to perform quite well over the last couple of months, but you can see that Tesla on its side over the last couple of months has been down of about 15%, as well for Rumble that has been down of about 60%. In terms of the energy sector in my portfolio, you can see that Enbridge hasn't been doing quite well over the last couple of months, as well as for Pembina. And the scheme is pretty much the same in terms of the financial companies that I have in my portfolio, where all the big Canadian banks are actually down. But fortunately, you can see that my insurance company, Manulife, has still been up of close to 15% over the last year. On their side, the two telecommunication companies that I have, which are Bell and Telus, are also quite massively down of over 10% each, but a company that is quite doing well over the last couple of months is Couche-Tard in the consummation field that has been up of close to 50%. My material company Savaria is also doing quite good with a return of about 4%, as well as for my real estate company Raucan that is up of about 10% since 1 year. And finally, my super small stake in the company 5N Plus has been doing quite well with some return of over 100%. It makes that only my stock portfolio currently worth about $101,000 at the moment. It makes that only by my potential capital gain, my stock portfolio has been gaining about $10,000 of gain, or some return of about 11% over the last couple of months. But keep in mind that in this return, I haven't included all the dividend income that I've made over this period. Now, in terms of the sectoral distribution of my portfolio, you can see that the tech sector is coming as the largest sector by far, with about 40% of my total assets. After you have the financial sector that currently worth slightly over 26% of it. And after you have the real estate sector, the energy sector, as well as the communication and the consummation sectors. And finally, I have the material sectors, as well as my small stake in the 5N Plus company. But keep in mind that over the next couple of months, I won't be able to invest as much as I did in the past, because I've just purchased, as I told you, my first property, which means that I need to put a lot of cash up front, but also a lot of cash during the process to just have the maintenance fees, which means that I will probably sell a certain portion of my total stocks that I currently own. But talking about selling different stocks, over the last month, I've made two important big sales where I've sold two of the worst companies that I had in my portfolio. Where first I've decided to sold all my AQN shares because I don't really have any big trust towards this company anymore, since we've seen that in the past the management of this company haven't been able to make its job, which is why I've decided also to sold all my NEO possession in the electric vehicle market, because with all the uncertainty that we have with the different emerging markets, notably with China, I don't necessarily want to take the risk to just wait for something that won't, in my opinion, gain as much value as, for example, investing in real estate. But even if I've just made a few losses with those two transactions, since I will be selling other different stocks in the future to be able to purchase my first property, well, it will simply help me to have some great tax deduction at the end of 2023. But on your side, if you want to be able to maximize your potential return on the long term and find what are the most undervalued stocks that are currently available on the stock market right now, well, check out the video that's gonna be right over here, and I will see you soon. Peace.